Welcome to a new video. In this video, we will solve another SQL interview question where we are given an input table and we are given two different result table based on the same input table. Now we are asked to write a query to get the result table based on the input table. So for that I have created a table which is called the sales table. First we will take a look at the input table which is the sales table, and I have created the expected output tables. In Excel we will take a look at that also, and we will write the query to get the first result table and the second result table from the same input table. So let me execute this query and let us see the schema of sales table. So here is the schema for sales table. It has got three columns. The first column is ID, the second column is product column, and the third column is sales with respect to that particular ID and product. Now we will take a look at the result table 1 and the result table 2, and we will compare the result table with the input sales table and see how we can get the expected output from the input table. For that I have created the same input table and the two result tables in Excel. Let us take a look at that. So here is the input table which we saw in SSMS. The same input table without any modification is replicated in Excel. So here is the first result table that we have to obtain from the input table. So once we go through the first result table, we can see that we have an ID column, product column, sales column, which is same as the input table. And there is a fourth column which is the value column, which is not present in the input table, but we have to write some query to get the value table in the first result. Now let us go through the value with respect to the value column. So when comparing the first row, that is row corresponding to ID 001 and keyboard, we can see that sales and value remain same. When comparing the second row, we can see that sales value is 25 and the value column is giving us 20. Similarly, when we go through the table for the first partition, take only the first partition, that is based on keyboard, we can see that the entire row with respect to that partition is populated by the first value from the partition. So 2020 is coming. Let us validate the logic by going through the other two partitions as well. So this is the second partition which is based on laptop. Now when we go through this partition which is based on the laptop, we can see that the value or the sales with respect to laptop is 30, 35 and 40, which is ordered based on ID column. Now when we go through the value column, we can see that the first value with respect to that partition is populated for the entire rows for that particular partition. Similarly, going down, we have another value which is the monitor, which has got only single row. So it will always give us the same value, which is sales is 45 and value is also 45. And we have the fifth partition which is based on the webcam. Here also we can see that the first value is 50, the second value is 55 with respect to sales column, and the value column is having the first value from that particular partition across all the rows corresponding to the webcam partition. So this is the logic behind the first result. Now let us go back to SSMS and write a query to get the first result table. So we will start with a select clause. Select. We will use the star because we are taking all the columns from the sales table. Now we are going to make use of a window function which is called the first value window function. First underscore value window function, open and close parenthesis, and inside the parenthesis we will specify the sales column. That is, we are going to take the first value from the sales column, and now we will write the over clause. Over open and close parenthesis, we will take partition by product, and order by clause should be based on ID in ascending order. Order by ID in ascending order. Now this will be our value column, and this is taken from sales underscore table. Now execute this and we will get the exact same result which we saw in Excel. Let us copy this result and let us compare the result which we saw in Excel. So we will paste the same result. Now when we go through the value column, we can see that the same value is replicating in the output which we obtained in SSMS. So this is the logic to get the first result table. Now let us go through the second result table. So now when we go through the second result table, we can see that here also the first three columns remain same. So all the three columns are available in input tables as well. But here also we have a new value column based on the sales column. And now let us compare the value column and the sales column and see what is the operation done on value column for the result table 2. Now we can see that the first value, that is 20, is same with respect to that particular row. And when coming down, we can see that the value in the second row which corresponds to 1002 ID and product keyboard is 45. This should be the sum of the first sales and second sales. That is 20 plus 25 should give us 45 for the first partition. Now coming down to the second partition, which is based on laptop, we can see that the first value is 30, which is same across the value column. Now coming to the second row, we can see that the value column is having 65 and the sales column is having 35, and 30 plus 35 should be 65. And going down to the same partition, the next value for sales is 40 and the value column is having 105, which is 65 plus 40, which is 105. And going through the other partitions as well, we can see that the logic to get the value in the result table 2 is the running sum. So now let us go back to SSMS and write a query to obtain the result table 2. So in order to get the result table 2, we will start with a select star, and the second function based on which we are going to get the result is the sum function. Sum, open and close parenthesis, and inside the parenthesis we will specify the sales column, and overclose should be based on the partition product, and order by clause should be based on id column, order by id in ascending order, and this column is also named as value column, and this is taken from sales table, sales underscore tab. Now execute this query and we will get the result which we saw in Excel. Let us copy the result and let us compare the result with the result we obtained in Excel. When comparing the result table 2 and the result obtained from SSMS, we can see that the value column is now having the running sum based on the sales column and the partition product. This type of questions are very common for any data related roles, where you will be given one input table and you will be given multiple result table based on the same input table. And you will be asked to write queries to get multiple results from the same input table. Hope you like this video. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more. Thank you.